Hey Dan, this is Clark. I'm gonna try your little trick of recording a video as I explore something that is, I don't know, making me learn a little bit more about neovim and maybe it'll help you figure something else out too. So I was playing around a bit because you know how I use a bunch of different computers. I have two Macs and I've got two Windows machines. It's a bit ridiculous actually, and the Windows machines use Linux. So I'm always like setting up Ubuntu or setting up neovim on all kinds of different operating systems, which is sort of a nice test for whether or not the way I have it set up is truly cross-platform. Um, and so this morning I was setting things up on my work machine because I was in there for the first time. And I did, what we did on Friday. I went into my LazyVim and I get this error. And I've recreated it here on my Mac actually, just to kind of show you some of the stuff that I've learned. As we learned, it's related to um, this nvim comp or completion plugin, which you have to go in and enable. And I found it like this, and okay, there it is. And if I hit X, that's going to turn it on, and then those errors are going to go away, and that's great. Um, but one thing I had done in the meantime is I tried, or accidentally, actually, I'd been editing out some of these things in my config file for this, including the section that actually calls that, right? So here's the bit in my rlang.lua that grabs that plugin and makes sure it's installed and then gets this comp-r thing to go along with it. But, at some point I had just commented that out. I could do that quickly, write that. And then if I open a neovim or LazyVim session, um, without that enabled, well, we don't get that error anymore because it's not trying to load a plugin that doesn't exist. But one thing I realized was that actually that you still have code completion in this. For example, so this is an R thing. I'm going to start typing something, and sometimes it seems to take a little while, but you can see it's already started code completing. And one thing I noticed, which I think is different than the nvim completion, the other plugin, is that it's giving some info about what it's completing. So you can see that this is an object. I think that's what the little tag means. If you auto-complete other things like as.ctd or any of these other things, it's telling you that there's a function. These are functions. I don't remember this from the other plugin, so I'm going to explore it a little bit more. Another thing that I like is I noticed that in this completion, the completion, in order to get it, see it's mostly filled that in. If you just hit enter and it will finish that. The other one behaves a little bit differently, and I'm sure it's configurable, and I just don't understand the difference. Um, but I kind of like that. I like being able to confirm, yep, this is what I want. I hit enter. Um, I do think that as with the other one, you have to use Control N and Control P to navigate through them. So I can go down here and say, oh, the one I want is as date POSIX XLT, and then I can select that. Um, I don't know if it's better or not, but I do like the little hints that it's giving about the object type. So I'm going to undo this because this wasn't something I was trying to edit. Oh, keep going, undo that. Okay. So what I'm going to do to explore this is, let's just open this again. We're going to uncomment. Actually, I can just undo this. We'll write that and we'll quit. And I'm going to go into neovim now and into the extras. And we're going to find that coding.nvim. There it is. We're going to enable that. So it says it's enabled. Please restart LazyVim to apply it. So we'll do that. Okay. It's telling me I've got some other updates. I'm going to ignore those for now, but let's go back over this terminal. We're going to edit this one again. Um, just go back to the same spot. Okay, so I'm going to start typing as.ctd. Okay, so you can see it's auto-completing, and this time it's telling me it's a function. But in order to get that, I have to actually navigate down to it, right? So I have to use the Control N to get down there, and it doesn't do the brackets. I have to type those myself. So, it's not a lot more keystrokes, but there's a little bit more involved with doing this. Like, say I wanted as.adp, P. Is it not finding that one? Maybe not. Anyway, you can see it is auto completing some stuff, but there's actually a weird little lag in this too. I've noticed where it's as.ctd. If I hit Control N now, the first one it doesn't actually do anything. It just says, okay, I'm going to be cycling through my auto completes, and then I have to hit two more to get down to as.ctd. And if I hit Enter, which is what my hands always want to do, it goes to the next line, which isn't what I want. What I actually need is to put the brackets, but then I'm not inside the brackets. So I'm going to actually try turning this off for a while and see how the autocomplete does with that other mode, because it actually seems quite functional. Okay, let's undo all those changes. We're going to get out of that one. And just for the sake of it, we're going to do two things. So I'm going to edit this rlang again to just comment that out. And I am going to fire this up and go into the extras. And so there's the one we just enabled. If I hit X on it again, it disables it. And so then it says, okay, quit LazyVim and start it again. There we go. There's some plugin updates. So I'm gonna try it like this for a while and see how I like it. Anyway, I'm sure you know the differences between these, although maybe you don't. I don't really understand all the subtleties of the code completion and the language server stuff, but I thought you might be interested in that. So take care. See ya.